Hello guys. I started the stream a minute early because literally I was just kind of sitting there waiting for the stream to start. Is my audio working? Am I talking to myself again? Okay, looks like my audio is working. Yeah, it's really awkward 5 to 10 minutes before the stream because I'm just sitting there oh, is it time yet? No, just kind of sitting here. Just waiting for it to happen. I might just start early sometimes. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to get some kind of countdown timer for my stream so people can see that there's it's starting soon or whatever. Sounds like an echo. What do you mean? Hello guys, hi guys, hey guys, how are you guys doing? My voice sounds like an echo? Feedback in mic. Oh, how do I change that? Feedback in mic. Wait. Hello, can you hear me now? Hey guys, can you hear me now? No? No sound. Hello, is it okay? Why is it echoing? What? Wait, let me get my headphones. I'll be right back. Oh, is it better now? Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I can't hear myself talk, so it's kind of, oh, is it better now? Okay, that's good, that's good. I don't need my headphones then. YouTube has a way to program the next live or drop the next video. Yeah, I need to watch some tutorials on how to do that. I'm not really used to this. There's a drag in time. What do you mean there's a drag in time? Alright, so anyways, what are we gonna talk about today? I get a lot of comments on my channel saying lots of people say they know many words in Korean, but then they have trouble speaking it. They can't speak a word of it. And I hear this a lot from my friends too in real life. So many people want to learn Korean these days because K-dramas and stuff and K-pop, Squid Game and stuff like that. I'm probably the only one that still haven't watched Squid Game. And there's a new drama. It's number 1 on Netflix. I forgot what it's called. It's kind of a scary drama, but it's number 1. But yeah, everyone wants to learn it, and then some people even learned it for a few years, but they feel they can't say a single word of it. And wait, what? There's still a delay? This is 30-second delay? That is weird. But yeah, anyways, guys, today I want to show you Hellbound. That's what it was. Exactly, Hellbound. I knew the Korean name. It was Jiyoge something, but Hellbound. But yeah, I had the exact same problem when I was trying to learn other languages like French. I had studied for 6 years. Can't say a single word. I don't know why. And it was so frustrating, and it was kind of embarrassing to say. I would never tell anyone that I try to learn French because you've been learning it for 6 years. You can't say a single word. It's what do you actually have to do to learn the language, right? What do you actually have to do? It's I just wanted to give you guys kind of a rough guideline on what you can work on, so you can actually start speaking today. Especially if you know the words, then you can apply this and then start speaking today. Okay, so I don't know, what kind of stuff do you want to say when you first start a language? Of course, there's like greetings and stuff like that, like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. But those are just like one-liners, right? After you say that, what do you say? The conversation kind of just like ends there, like 안녕하세요, and then what do I say? Right? So I like to start off kind of every language, like stuff like very, very simple. I eat. Just like two things, I eat. Can you show a bit of French words? Oh, can you learn two languages at the same time? I mean, when I was trying to learn a language, I've tried to learn two languages at the same time. It just takes twice the effort, you know what I mean? So if you're like willing to put in twice the effort, I think it's possible. But it would work better if you tried to learn two totally different languages. If it's like really similar, like I try to learn Spanish and Italian at the same time, like it's so confusing because like there's so much overlap. Like I'm like, am I speaking Spanish or am I speaking Italian? I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, can you show us a bit of French words? Like what do you mean? Show like write it down. You made me more confident in speaking Korean. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. So yeah, guys, like a lot of people say they have trouble speaking it, but what I think is the problem is that when you're a native speaker or when you're like really advanced in a language, your thoughts become too complicated, and when you try to say all that at the same time, then your words get all mixed up. So simplify your thoughts. Okay, start with something simple. I eat hamburger. Okay. 저는. Oh wait, in Korean this is flipped, right? So every time you say I eat a hamburger, you flip it. 햄버거 먹어요. Okay? So every time you say I eat hamburger, you just flip it. I hamburger eat, right? So I pre-prepared some stuff for you, right? What you can do is you can replace these words with the word of the same type. You don't always have to eat hamburgers. You could eat bananas, right? You don't always have to say eat. You can say make or buy or sell something. So here's some like ideas you can fill out. You can say I, you, he, she, we, they, whatever. And it doesn't always have to be like hamburgers. Like you can be like I games do, like maybe like, okay, I'll just delete the Korean because it's kind of confusing. In Korean we don't say I play games, we say I do games. When the first time someone spoke to me in Korean, I was a deer in the headlights. What does that mean? What does that expression mean? Like you mean like you were like, oh my, is it because like deers don't get out of the way when the car is coming? But yeah, it's pretty easy. Like if you think about it like this way, right? Look at how many sentences we can already make. You can also say something like, I do homework, right? Or like we can say I play the piano. The order would be like I piano play, or he piano play, she piano play, they piano play, whatever you want. Okay. So how would you say I make kimchi? You just be like I kimchi make. Super easy, right? If you just knew these words in Korean, like then you could replace it super easily, right? And then once you become used to this, okay, like once you become used to this kind of order, and remember, like you don't always have to put in this like middle part here. You can just say I eat. Makes perfect sense, right? 저는 먹어요. You don't have to always say what you're eating. So yeah, just with these three pieces, look at how many sentences you can make. You can mix and match, like I hamburger make, or like well, I guess nothing else makes sense. Like I hamburger play, like that doesn't make sense. But like we guitar play. You can say that we guitar play. We homework make. Like you make homework, maybe like you're a teacher or something, right? So once you're used to this, what you can do is do the same thing again, but then this time not with present tense, but with past tense. Okay, so learn your past tense, like I hamburger ate, for example. Is it always in that same order or are there different orders? Well, this is like the basic order. It always starts off like this, and then you can add stuff in between. I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, I'll show you the different stuff in a bit. Okay, but yeah, once you get used to this order, right, guys, you just have to learn the past tense. Ate, did, played, made, and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not gonna like get into the Korean words, like what they are, like how to conjugate into past tense in this video, but like that's what you can do, right? Then you can make another 100 sentences, and then once you get used to that, you can actually do like future tense. Okay, future tense. English, we don't really have a future tense. We use the word will. So like in Korean, you add this kind of future tense to it, so it becomes like eat will. I will eat hamburger, right? Like you just kind of like add this future tense. It's, by the way, 을 거야 in Korean. So if the word for eat is 먹, you just say 먹 을 거야. It's like I will eat. So it's like I hamburger eat will. Yeah. I actually have trouble learning vocabulary. I have no idea what words to learn or what words are most common. Grammar is pretty easy to me, but vocabulary is pretty hard. Yeah, when you're like me too. When I was first trying to learn my languages, what vocabulary to learn, like that's a pretty hard thing because I used to think I should learn the most common vocabulary, right? But most apps, what they teach you is like the names of random objects in your room, like for example like headphones or like a watch or computer, mouse, table, you know what I mean? And then they split it up into categories, like you learn all the stuff in your kitchen, and then you learn all the stuff at school, like school objects, and then you learn all the animals and then all the different kinds of, you know what I mean? But like the thing is, you can't really make a sentence. That's only like one type of word. That type of noun word is called a noun, right? Nouns are just like things. So actually, although it might seem it's very common, it's not the most common words. Like the names of objects in your room. Like, tell me guys, like, did you say, oh, sorry, I don't have a screen share. Oh my God, what a disaster. I didn't even show you the screen. I was just showing my face. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, I'm sorry guys. I like not used to like streaming. This is like my fourth stream ever. Like I'm not so used to streaming. Can you see my screen now? Oh my God, I was like typing all this stuff. I was like talking to myself. Last time I had my mic off, I was like talking to myself. Okay, thank you. Okay. So yeah, this is the word order, guys. This is the word order. Yes, good. Okay. I hamburger eat. You games do. Yeah, thank you guys for telling me these. Like, if I make a mistake, like please tell me, because I'm kind of new to this too. So, how can you memorize the words or things you learned? Okay, so yeah, this is kind of like a different topic, but like the way I do it, for me, the words are so difficult to memorize. If I use flashcards, right, I try to memorize a word, I turn around, forget it, right? I can memorize the whole stack of flashcards, like filled with words. Next day, forget all of it, right? And then like I try to memorize it, maybe like, oh, this time I got it, and then like a month later, I forgot everything. It's like I never learned it at all. So the thing that helps me is that many associations. Like you have to see the word in 100 different contexts, 1,000 different contexts, and then you see it. Okay, maybe not 1,000. That's like too much. Maybe like 10 different contexts. So it's not that you memorize like a word, like as if it's like data, like as if you memorize a phone number. You just keep seeing the same word again and again in different sentences, and that helps create a connection. So what I do is like, I don't try to learn new words every day. I just group, like I set like a parameter, like Okay, 100 words, 100 of the most common words. These are the ones I'm gonna just play around with and make sentences with and stuff like that. So 100 words, and then I just like mix and match all these sentences. And then since I hear them in such different situations, it creates such a stronger connection and long-term memory, you know? That's kind of what I want. That's kind of what I do, if that makes sense. So yeah, like these kinds of verbs, it's difficult to learn because do, right? If you just learn, okay, so the word for do in Korean is 해. Okay, this is do. But although this is do, we don't use it exactly the same as English. Okay, like in Korean, we say I do games. We don't say I play games. We say I do games. You know what I mean? And for phone, like for talking on the phone, we actually say we do phone. We don't say we call phone. Like in English, what do we say? I use the phone, or like I call, right? But then we say we do phone. I 전화해. 전화해. You see, it's like different situations. So like the context really matters. So you have to see it in different contexts, and you have to keep on seeing them like every day. So just like set like a parameter, like 100 words, and then you just keep recycling through them and keep doing that. And yeah, of course, I will make more videos helping you guys out on doing that kind of stuff, right? I'll just like keep on making more sentences with these kinds of words. But yeah, those are kind of the words you want to learn. Actually, these are words too, like past tense, future tense, also progressive tense. Don't think of these as conjugations. These are also words. Okay, past tense, if you look here, is you add a what is going on? Also to what is this? Oh, okay, apparently in Excel I can't use dash. I'll use this squiggly. Okay, also. If you add also to something, like for example, 먹 also, then it becomes past tense. So also is kind of like a word. So if you're wondering what kinds of words should I learn, these are the types of words that can help you create the sentences. Learn words that build the sentences first. They are the most important words, okay? Future tense is like 을 거야. Okay, I'm not gonna get like super detailed into this, right? But like 먹을 거야. It's like I will eat. 먹 is eat. Eat will. I will eat. And then progressive tense is like 고 있어. Oops. 고 있어. It's like I am eating. 먹 is eat. 먹고 있어. Eating, right? And then just with these three words, we only learned 3 words, and look at how many different combinations we can make. Think about that. Like, it's so efficient. Like, maybe if you learned 100 different kinds of fruit, how many sentences can you make? Probably 0, right? Because like these ones, they're like so essential to the language. Although you only learn 3 words, you can say so many different things. I ate a hamburger. Oh yeah, I will eat a hamburger. Oh, I'm eating a hamburger. I'm playing piano. I'm going to play the piano. You know, I played the piano and stuff like this. Okay, so like, yeah, these ones. There's of course more tenses than this, like more intermediate kind of tenses, but it's kind of the same thing. You can combine these and then make more tenses. Like for example, like instead of saying I ate, you can say like I was eating or something like that. Anyways, that's like more intermediate, but like these are the main ones, okay? So after you are pretty used to this kind of structure, right? This kind of word order and these kinds of tenses, what else do you learn? Well, what you can do is you can add a new column. How do we Okay, like that. Okay, so we can add a category of words called adverbs right here. Adverbs, okay? These are words like today, or tomorrow, or yesterday, right? Can you guys think of more adverbs, like stuff we could put in here? Anybody? Like what's like think of what words are similar, like today, tomorrow, yesterday. What else can be similar? How about now? The word for now, right? Okay, I'll make this chat small. It's kind of like blocking the way. Okay, now. Yeah, you can say now, right? Or you can say next week. Or this week. You know, last week. So on and so on. Yeah, exactly. Next week. Next month. There's also that. Next month. This month. Last month. Next year. You know, now. Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. This month. Exactly. Good words. This month. Later. That is a good one too. Every day. That is a good one too. Yeah. See, even if you don't know what the word adverb means, like, because you are fluent in your own language, every language has these kinds of words. So even if you don't know what this word means, you still know what to put in here. And the interesting thing about Korean is that adverbs in Korean, it doesn't matter where it goes. It still makes sense. As long as it's not at the very end right here, like nothing can come behind this, okay? But as long as it's not behind there, it can go anywhere in the sentence. So you can say, today I hamburger eat will. Makes perfect sense. It's like, today I will eat a hamburger, right? You can say, I hamburger today will eat. Okay? You can say that, right? And yeah, you can say I hamburger today eat will. Did I already say that? Yeah. But anyways, it doesn't matter where it goes, okay? So we just added one more type of word, and look at how many sentences we can make now. The you know, the number of combinations you can make is like 10 times more. Oh, I will eat a hamburger today. I will eat a hamburger tomorrow. I will eat a banana tomorrow. I will make Korean lessons tomorrow. Right? Korean lessons will go into this slot, right? Korean, maybe, okay, I'll write it here. Like, I'll leave this as a apple, and Korean lessons, right? Given that you know the word for Korean lessons in Korean, right? Like that's something you have to study. But do you see the word order? Like, do you see how many sentences you can make? And there isn't an infinite amount of adverbs. There's only like there's a very limited amount. Like for nouns, these are called nouns, like the names of things, right? These are just things. For nouns, it's like infinite, because basically every single object is like a thing, is like a word. So this is like infinite. This just depends on your situation. But adverbs is very, very limited. There's only a few. Like, how many adverbs can you have in a language? Not that many. Not as many as you think, right? Can we put adverbs before column D? Absolutely. Yeah, you can do that. You can put it here. And you could be like, today, I, apple, will eat. So this would be like, 오늘 저는 사과를 먹을 거예요. Okay, 먹을 거예요. Yeah, I wasn't gonna write Hangul, but then do you kind of want to see like what it would look like in Korean? Like, 오늘 저는 사과, 먹 is eat, 을 거예요. Okay, or like that's formal, but like 을 거야 is casual. But you see, you can make so many possibilities. Like so like people say like, oh, I can't create Korean sentences because it's too difficult. But just look at how many sentences you can make, right? Rather than learning like set phrases that native speakers make. Like I see like a lot of Korean lessons out there, and like I have many books too, like learning Vietnamese or whatever. What they do is like they just teach like travel phrases. What do you say when you're at a hotel or when you're at a restaurant or something like that? It's like very like it's like very set in stone. Like, would you like a cup of tea? Or like, where is the washroom? Or something like that. But they don't teach you how to create those sentences. And if you don't know how to create your own sentences, it's kind of like somebody gives you a fish and you eat for one day. But if someone teaches you how to fish, right? Then you can have an infinite number of fishes. You know what I mean? Can nouns go without particles? Yeah, actually, particles are optional in Korean, so I can put them in brackets. Like, you don't need to say it, honestly. In the beginning, I honestly I can't type and talk at the same time. Yeah, honestly, particles, they're not so important. You know, like every single beginner Korean lessons, they're like so focused on these particles. But like when we speak, we actually don't say it. It's like 오늘 저 사과 먹을 거예요. Actually, the pronouns too, like I, you, he, she, this is optional too. You don't even have to say this. You could just say 오늘 사과 먹을 거예요. You can say that. Totally. That's totally fine. In fact, it actually sounds more normal. That's the thing. Like, it sounds more normal to leave this part out. It also sounds more normal if we leave the particles out. Like, if we put in the particles, it kind of feels like you're saying, I do not know. You know, rather than saying like, I don't know. Like, oh, I don't know. It feels like you're saying, I do not know. You know, it's like very stiff. Like, oh, today I cannot go. Like, it feels very stiff. So yeah, I feel like particles, they should be taught at like an intermediate stage, because there's a way to use it and then it slightly changes the nuance of it. I feel like it's more intermediate. Like, they shouldn't teach it at the beginner level. Can you please tell the Korean word for come here? So come here would be 여기 와. Okay, so wait, let me put this order back in place. Okay, it would be, 여기 is an adverb actually, so it goes in this slot, and then this is the verb column. Okay, verb column, and then the word for come is 와. Here, come here. Very, very simple. Right? It's the same word order. 여기 와. Just come here. Right? And what else? So okay, so how can we add more to the sentence? Like, okay, so what else can we know? Wait, I had a list. Hold on, I like wrote it down. Just pull that up right now. By the way, guys, there's like a lot more stuff you could put in the adverb column, like stuff like we didn't talk about, like always, or like sometimes, or never, something like that. Wait, hold on, I have to concentrate. Oh yeah, okay. So besides the tenses, there's also many more verb endings. So what are verb endings? In Korean, you just attach something to the verb and then it slightly changes the meaning. So if you attach this kind of like 고 싶어, it means want to. This means want to. So it's like I want to do. What is the best way to learn Korean? The best way to learn Korean, first, what you want to do is learn the most common words. The most common words is not what you might think. It's not names of random objects or stuff like that. It's key words like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know if I wanted to talk about this in this video, but like basically, there's different types of words, right? There's different, not every word is the same type. There's different types of words. So these are called pronouns. Now, you don't necessarily have to know what these means. You can just kind of feel it. right? Like even if you don't know what adverbs mean, like once you see a few, you know what this type of word is. Like you can put in a similar word. But my point is, shoot, what was my point? Oh, my point is, some categories are infinite, but some categories are not infinite. Okay, for example, nouns. There's an infinite amount of nouns. We call this an open class category. Like, so there's like new nouns can always be invented, right? Like, for example, Google, that's a noun. Or like, I don't know, Dr. Dre Beats, that's a noun. Like, nouns can be infinite. So nouns are not actually the most common type of words. The same with verbs. Verbs, there's an infinite amount. Like, you can keep making more nouns. Like, oh, I am Googling or something like that. Okay, so, but however, some type of nouns, they are not infinite and they're very, very limited. Like pronouns, I, you, he, she, you, they. Like adverbs, like today, tomorrow, yesterday, now. Like, imagine creating a new type of adverb. Like, for example, like maybe the word for half a day. Like we try to make a word for half a day, and then we name it like I don't know, like jujuba or something, something like that. Like, and then try to like say that in English in a sentence. Like people will be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, "Oh, jujuba, I ate an apple." Like, what? What is a juju? What are you talking about? Right? It makes no sense. But like, if you make a new noun, like, oh, today I saw a mulligan. Like, you might not know what a mulligan is. I just made it up. But like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, what's a mulligan though, right? Like, you get what I mean? So words that are finite tend to be more common in the language. So learn the finite class of words first. That is the most common, and those are actually the words that make up the majority of the language. So you cover more ground, and once you have that, then you have like a solid structure to work from, and then stuff like nouns and verbs will be much, much, much easier to learn because all you have to do is insert them in the middle. Hello, Tula, welcome. How many viewers do I have right away? Viewers, it says it's hidden. I have no idea how to use this program. Oh my god. I haven't had time to like look it up, like look up tutorials and stuff. I've been like super busy. Okay, but anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, anyways, we have many verb endings. Okay, like you can add stuff like "고 싶어." This is want to. So it's like I want to do, I want to make, I want to play. Okay, and then you can add in like adverbs. Okay. By the way, guys, the adverbs must match the tense, okay? Like, for example, like, you can't say the word did when you have the adverb tomorrow. It's like saying like, hey, guys, yesterday... No, okay, sorry. It's like, hey, guys, tomorrow I played games. It's like, what? Tomorrow you played games? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like, hey, guys, next week... I ate an apple. You know, like that doesn't make any sense, right? So be aware of that. So, you have to match it with the adverb. Okay, so like yesterday, past tense, obviously. Tomorrow, you have to do future tense. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, that's like one thing. What else can we add? So after you learn all your verb endings, what else can we add? Well, you can add conjunctions. Okay, let's see. What are conjunctions? Conjunctions are stuff like and. Okay, and is a very common conjunction. So now our sentence is getting much longer. You can do two things at the same time. Okay, it's like how about this? I today eat an apple. How about you eat apples and bananas? Like, today I will eat apples and bananas. Okay, there's no plural in Korean. We don't say apples or bananas. We just say banana. But you see, just this one word right here. it makes our sentence significantly longer. If you knew all these words in Korean, you would be able to create such long sentences, right? But, exactly, but. I eat apples, but bananas don't eat. I don't eat bananas. Exactly. And, but, or if, you can add an if here. Or, no, you can't. No, if would actually go at the very back. But, like, anyways, like, and or but, you can put it right here, right? In the very, very back, you can add like but. So like I today apple and banana eat will, but, and then you can start a new sentence. Okay? Yet or so, exactly, those kinds of words. And then pretty soon, you are making full sentences and you're making like super, super long sentences just with a handful of words. This isn't even 100 words. And look at how many combinations you can make. This is what I define as fluency, not like learning set phrases from like a phrase book or like travel phrases, and like those are just like one-liners. Like after you say it, what do you say, right? And like even if you learn them and you go to a restaurant, you can't predict what other people are going to say because those speakers are also creating sentences in their minds. Similar to this way, but like they're so used to it, they don't think like this way, right? So like that's what you gotta do. That's what. What about words like however, because? Yeah, we have those words too. Obviously, yeah, those are also very, very nice words. Okay, we have the word because. It goes in the front. In Korean, it's 왜냐하면. Exactly. It's like because I ate an apple today. And then you can continue your sentence. Yeah, guys, that's exactly how it is. What else can we add here? What else can we do? We can add prepositions. Okay, prepositions. Okay, this sentence is getting really, really, really long, so it's kind of confusing. Let's shorten it a bit. Like, okay, we can add all this stuff, but we don't have to do it right now, so let's shorten it a bit just for simplicity, okay? So let's go back to 3. Okay, we'll go back to like 3 things. Okay, another thing you can work on are things called prepositions. Again, you don't have to know exactly what the prepositions are, but after you see a couple, you'll see what I mean. Okay, these are words like at, and to, and from, these kinds of words. These are called prepositions. Please ignore me if someone already asked it, but how do plurals work? Plurals, English is like really strict on plurals. Like you have to say the plurals in English, but in Korean, we often leave it out. Like it doesn't really matter in Korean. Okay, so if we say something like, 나 친구 만나. It's like I friend meet. We do have a plural marker called 들, but we don't have to use it. Friends. Okay, so this 들 is kind of like the plural marker. They both mean I meet friend. Or I meet friends. Like it can mean either or. Like it's not that important, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question? Okay, but anyways, going back to this, prepositions. So these in Korean, actually in Korean it's called postposition. But anyway, who cares about the grammatical whatever, right? There are words like 에서, right? So you just at the school would be like school에서. This is like at school. Okay, school is 학교. Okay, let me just show you like one example sentence with this so you see what I mean. I school at Okay, I'll put a dash in between these so you can see clearly what I am talking about. Okay, this is I, school at, apple, eat will. You see? So I will eat apple at school. I will. Yeah, you can say cheap also. Yeah, very good, very good. Instead of saying 학교, you can say cheap. I at home will eat an apple, right? And just like adverbs, these kinds of postpositions, they can go anywhere in the sentence as well. Like you can put them in the front. 집에서 나 사과 먹을 거야. Makes total sense. Okay. You can even put them behind apple and like 나 사과 집에서 먹을 거야. Makes total sense. Okay. And of course, if you wanted to make your sentence longer, you still have your adverbs. Like you can say tomorrow, today, so on and so on and so on. Like right, just a handful of words, guys. You can make hundreds, thousands of sentences like this. Okay, so that's something to work on. Okay, we also have like the word to. So this is like you're going to somewhere. 집에, like home at. How about we say go? Okay, go. And we delete the lamb. It's like I home go. I to home go will. It's like yeah, as long as the verb is at the end. The verb is always at the end. It doesn't change, okay? Actually, the things that are set in stone is like this. Like these things must, like the noun must come after this, the verb must come after this. Like these things are like set in place. But like everything else can move around, okay? Yeah, I hope I'm not like making it like too confusing. It's like a lot of stuff to take in here. Like I'm going kind of fast. But I just like I'm not like going so deep into it because I'm not like trying to like teach the words today. I just want to show you that you don't need that many words to start speaking. Like you can have like 100 words in your head and create so many sentences. Like a lot of people, they like they think like, oh, you need to learn 3,000 words to read a newspaper, right? Everyone is obsessed about newspapers for some reason, right? But like you don't have to learn all 3,000 words. You can just learn like I think like 100 words is like 40% of the entire language, as long as they're the most common words. Like that's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Like 100 words, like I could do that like this month or maybe even sooner. Just 100 words and I know like 40% of the language. 선생님은 사고알 줄까요? 사고알? What is a 사고알? 사고아? What is that? But yeah, that's what you can work on, right? Those are the kinds. So like, those are the kinds of words you can work on. And what else do we have? Like prepositions. We also have. We did all the tenses. And then after. Oh, another thing I want to say is that many people, they think that the basics in a language is like the easiest, but they're actually the hardest things to learn, because when you first start out in a language, you're starting from absolute scratch. So like think of all the things you have to learn. Like you have to learn the alphabet, and then you have to learn the way it's pronounced, and then you have to learn the words, you have to learn the word order. Wow, like so much information. That's crazy. It's actually the hardest part of the language is the beginning. Once you get to intermediate level, it's smooth sailing from there. Like I'm not gonna say it's like super easy, but it's like much easier, because all you have to do in the intermediate stage is just learn more words, right? Is there a way to know what these 100 most common words are? Is there a good way to learn it? Yes. The way to learn these is inside your mind. Like, think about what you say every single day. Like here's a thought experiment of something you can do. Like I like to do this sometimes. Like I go, let me see it. Okay guys, like you can try this. Oh, I have my mic on, but I can't do it. But like you can turn on something like speech to text here, and then you can just like talk. Hello guys, today I am using blah blah blah. I'm going to use this program to try and write as much as possible onto the screen, and then I can see the most common words are blah, right? And then you can just like talk for 5 minutes, and then you can go into something like text analyzers. Right? And then it shows you what are the most common words. And look, just from like that short phrase that I spoke, you already have words like I, or like to, or like am, talk, then, this. It just shows you how common these words are. So like your pronouns and like words like this or that or today or to use. You see, I already used today, like just in that short sentence. Like that shows you how common it is. As opposed to words like random animals like polar bear or like panda. You know what I mean? So the answer is like in your own language. But of course, in Korean, it's difficult to think about it. So I think you need someone to guide you. Like you need to find a good teacher that also thinks like this. And like I want to suggest like a resource, but like all the resources I see online, they teach you like random nouns. So like, yeah, I don't agree with learning random nouns. I don't think they're the most common, right? Another test you can do is like, I know of course like Wikipedia articles are different. Like written language is different from spoken English, but like if you think the word apple is common, right? Like people learn fruits. Like every beginner language lesson, they teach like fruits. Like if you think the word apple is common, right? You can try to search apple in this entire article, and it doesn't even come up one time in this entire long article. So like think about that, right? But if you add a word like 227 results. Okay, fine. Okay, it's not exactly 200. Kind of picked up words like total and stuff like that. But here you go, like two. Okay, like another common word. Words like the is super common in English. So there's like we used to get spelling vocabulary quizzes in school. Yeah, exactly. I feel like school, man, man, this stream is turning into like a bunch of like talks like I was saving for like other videos, but man, just a little bit on school, man. I feel like school is kind of like the teachers need to get points somehow, because they need to get some kind of points from the students, because that's the only way to check their progress. Something like languages are very, very hard to measure, right? Like how do you measure someone's fluency? It's very, very difficult. So the only way they can really do it is to test you on how much vocabulary you memorized, mostly nouns and verbs. Like they won't teach you, like if they won't test you on like, oh, do you know how to say stuff like at the school? They won't really test you on stuff like that. They'll just teach you on like nouns. Because nouns are the easiest things to test. Like, do you know the word for table? Do you know the word for pen? And something like that. So they can write down a score. Okay, now you got like 22 out of 30 or whatever. Okay, now you got this letter grade. Right? So okay, school needs to keep track like that. So I feel like learning it in school, that's why I feel like I couldn't learn French in school. Because that's all I did in school. Will you put together a set of Korean words for us? I have done that before. I did collect a set of Korean words. It's on my Facebook page. It was many, many years ago. But the thing is, my thoughts changed a little bit. I'm working on a book. Like, I'm working on a book. I'm still working on this book. I've been working on this book for so long. Like, okay, it's kind of hard for me to explain, but the reason why I don't want people to just learn like a list of common words is because another thing is that many words don't have meaning if there is no context. The context is much more important. So you have to learn it with the context. If I just give you the word is, what does that mean? Is? I don't know. No context, right? Like, for example, there is. If I put the word there in front of it, now it's a completely different concept. It creates this kind of template, okay? There is, although it's made of two words, it's like a template to express like, oh, there is a person, there is time, or like there is blah, blah, blah. Every language needs to say this kind of expression. It's like a template, it's a concept. If you just say there by itself, it's totally different from there is. If you say is by itself, totally different from there is, right? In Korean, there is 있어요. Okay, so if you say there is a person, you say 사람 있어요. Oh, there's a person, right? It doesn't literally mean, oh, over there is a person. I mean, it might be, right? But like usually it just means like the person exists there, right? So like it creates this kind of template. So that's why I don't recommend you memorize the word for there, because the actual word for there is 거기. So like if you see in a dictionary, it'd be like there is translated as 거기, which literally means like there. But it's totally different from is. Like if you translate word for word, there is, it's like 거기, and then we don't have the word for is. Maybe like 이에요 is the closest we have to is. So like that doesn't make sense, right? So there needs to be a context. So what I'm thinking of doing in my book is like I take this kind of template, like how to express there is in Korean. Oh, it's 있어요. So now all you have to do is fill in the blank. You insert a noun here, and then that expresses there is or there are, because there is and there are is like the same in Korean. Yeah, every language has this. Like in Spanish, it's like I. You know, in French, it's like il y a. Like every language has this. Another thing I want to say, like it's kind of related to this, but is that don't be fooled by spacings in between words. Okay, like for example, this thing right here, a lot of. You see, this thing, a lot of, it's made up of 3 different words, right? But it kind of behaves like one word. It's as if this is one word. And other languages, of course, do it too. In Korean, just because there's a space, it doesn't mean that it's necessary a different word. Because you can say, there is a lot of people. Okay? This people right here in Korean is 사람. A lot of is 많이. So actually, this a lot of is like one word, right? Also, there is also kind of like one word. It certainly behaves like one word, right? So if you just learn the word separately, lot separately, of separately, it's really, really difficult. You gotta think of it in chunks. Some words group together to make one meaning or one word kind of thing. Sorry, I haven't been reading chat. Speaking about 100k words, your Korean 100k words English are super helpful. Oh, thank you. I'm bad at pronouncing the cha and cha. Yeah, the cha. This to me is kind of like a j sound. This to me is kind of like a ch sound. It's not exactly like a j. It's a little bit sharper than a j, so it kind of sounds like a ch, you know, but this sounds like more a ch. So it's like cha, 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 cha. One good way for pronunciation, like I know like lots of people like they don't like using this. I don't know why, but I love using Google Translator. Just put it in Google Translator and then just listen to it and then just try to copy it.
차차,
Cha-cha, cha-cha. Clear difference, right? You can hear a difference.
차차,
Clearly there's a difference. All right, I have a minor in German and they didn't. Yeah, exactly. Like there it's difficult to measure like language comprehension. So that's why I think they just primarily do it with words. Like they just test us on how many words we know, because right. Oh, thank you. If I ever finish the book, oh my god, I always say I will finish the book, but like, oh, it's just like working like full time, and then it's like doing this, and it's like the book. I will work on it. I will try to finish it. Like what I'm trying to do with my book is like I'm trying to compile not only the type of most common words, but also like the most common type of these kinds of templates. So it's gonna be like template based. Cha is with more air. You see no difference? What? Really? You hear no difference? Okay, I'll say it slowly. Cha, 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 cha. Yeah, cha does have like a more aspirated, just like air kind of sound. Cha, 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 cha. It is different. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Like when I like first time I like try to learn another language, like there's different pronunciations, but like to me it sounds the exact same too. It's like, what? Are you sure that's different? That sounds the exact same to me. I can't find the old video. Oh yeah, some videos I kind of made it unlisted. Oh my throat kind of hurts a little bit. I've been talking a lot today. I gotta like calm down. And like the books. Oh yeah, guys, if you're trying to memorize words, don't be ashamed to look it up again and 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 again, like until you get it. Guys. Like don't be ashamed to look it up again and again and again and again, because it's very, very normal. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Actually, that's learning. Like don't be like, oh man, I forgot the word for go or whatever. Man, oh, I'm so ashamed. Like I should know this. It's so basic. Yeah, don't be like that. Be like, oh, just look it up again. Use the dictionary, use the translator, look it up again and again and again. Like I think of languages as more like training. Okay, like it's not like you memorize a bunch of stuff and then you spit up. Humans are very, very bad at memorizing, I feel like, right? Like how many numbers can you memorize in succession? Okay, 2469246904005. What did I just say? Oh, you forgot. You forgot already. Right? That's kind of the same feeling if you're trying to memorize a list of words. Okay, as soon as you memorize it, as soon as you get to the bottom of the list, you forgot everything already. You forgot everything because there's no connection. Like you're not connected with the words. Like it's not in a sentence. It's not intertwined in with different sentences, so it's not long term. It's just like trying to memorize like a string of random numbers. Blah, 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 blah. No, there's a limit to the human mind. Like you can't do that. Okay. Oh, thank you. I will try my very, very best to finish the book on the time that I have. Like, sometimes like, you get home from work and like you're so tired and all you just want to do is sleep. But it's fun though. I like it. I should do it because I like doing it. Like it's exciting because I should work on the book. I think I reached the point I have to. Oh, and guys, like don't worry so much about the spelling. I know I'm like getting into so many different topics here. Like each of these topics can be separate videos. But in the beginning, I said this in my other video. I don't know if you guys watched it. Didn't get that many views. Anyways, the most important thing. Okay, there's like most important to least important. I divide it up into 3 things. Okay, the most important thing you should do is most common words. Common words. Okay, that's number 1. Number 1 most important thing. Second most important thing is word order. Okay, like we saw here. As long as the word order is correct and the words are roughly correct, people will understand you, and you will also understand them if you know the word order. If the word order is messed up, it makes no sense at all. Okay, imagine you say something like, today go school I too. Like, today go I school too. People will be like, what? you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense at all. Like, it's like, but like, if somebody got the word order correct, but the words were slightly wrong, like how was that? Yesterday I go to school. Okay, actually it's supposed to be I went to school, right? But I can understand you. Yeah. Like, don't you have like friends that like are not native speakers and they kind of talk like this? Like, yeah, you can understand them, no problem. Like, okay, I know it's supposed to be I went to school, right? But yeah, I understand you. That's because the word order is correct, right? So like, that's the most important thing, word order. And then the third thing, the thing that you should work lastly on, is the little details. Like what I just said, like the difference between go and went. Or like the details like spelling. Okay, maybe the word was supposed to be spelled with the cha, but then you spelt it as cha or something like that. People are still going to understand you if you have the word order set in place and you roughly said the most common word, right? But what people tend to do as beginners, like I did this too, and also like what people usually teach at school is they do it the opposite way around. They teach the little details first. Like they teach like, stuff like nun particle. Everyone like talks about nun particle for some reason, but it's like a very small detail. Like if you leave it out, it doesn't change the language. Like it doesn't break the language, right? And then they worry about little pretty. Oh no, sorry, I almost spoke French. They speak about like little details like how do you say plurals and stuff like that? How do you conjugate this and stuff like that? What is the 받침 rule and stuff like this? Like, you know what I mean? So like, they focus on the details first before they have these 2 things. I'm not saying the details are not important. Of course, these 3 things are all important, but the details are the least important out of the 3. Okay, this is the most important. This is the second most important. Okay, this is the order you have to learn. Okay, and then after you have this down, then learn the little details, fine tune it, right? That's with everything. This is not just with language. When you're learning any kind of skill, okay, I think you should learn the most essential things first, and then like more you get structured and then you detail it. Like I think artists do this too. Like if you watch speed painting videos on YouTube, what the artists do, they draw like, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, like they draw the rough shapes first and then they color it in and then they like do like the little fingernails and details and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of what you should do. Okay, so someone has a question. 입니다. So if I was to Romanize this, right, the circle right here, it has no sound. Okay, no sound. But this character here, no, actually, if I was to Romanize it, technically this is the B, right? 입, 니, 다, right here. But then when you read it, you actually say 입니다, right? So like, what gives? Like, why this is a B, but you say it as a M, right? Well, I guess there's many reasons for it. The two main reasons this happens is because this is probably hard to say, 입니다, because you have to kind of stop. 입니다, so like 입니다, 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 입니다. So like naturally you want to say 입니다, so like that's what people say. And another thing is that the Korean alphabet, Hangul, it's not perfect. Just like every other language, like it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty accurate. It's better than English, but it's not perfect. Just like every other language, okay? Like for example, in English, knife. Why do we have a K in knife if we don't say it, right? Like we don't say knife, we say knife. Why is it like that? You know, Korean also has these inconsistencies. A lot of Korean scholars, they don't want to admit, oh, Hangul is perfect. There are no flaws in it at all. It's a perfect writing system. No, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. Because one main reason is that languages change over time. Their pronunciations change over time. When people speak it, there's different dialects, right? Korean also has different dialects, different accents, and so on and so on. But then the spelling remains. Like they don't update the spelling. I think I'm not sure, but I think Germany they had like a spelling update, so like they updated all their spellings to match the actual spelling. Anyone here German in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that's what they did. But yeah, one thing that people are debating about right now is like jjajangmyeon and jjajangmyeon. Do you guys know what jjajangmyeon is? Like, do you guys know this food? I don't know if you had it. It's like this kind of like black bean sauce noodle in Korea. Actually, Korean people think this is Chinese food because I guess like a Chinese immigrant, when they came to Korea, they first made this food. So like if you talk to your Korean friends and they're like, hey, let's go for Chinese food, they bring you to this place. It's like, wait a minute, this is Chinese food? No, it is not. You know what I mean? But anyways, like it's that food. But it's spelt as jjajangmyeon. But then when people say it, they say jjajangmyeon. So there's like a big debate in Korea right now. They're like, hey, should we update the spelling to match the sound? You know? That's kind of like people are debating about that. Yeah, does that make sense? Does that kind of make sense? Again, like don't try to memorize every single exception in the beginning. Just like when it comes up, you can just learn it. Like, oh, it's actually written as jjajangmyeon, but then people say jjajangmyeon. Okay, that's fine. Just learn it case by case. Okay, like you don't want to be learning like rules. Like you know, imagine you're just starting out in English, and then like you learn all these rules. Like, hey, in front of the N, if there's a K, then the K is silent. So like words like knife and like night and not and stuff like that. And then for like thumb, after the M, if there's a B, then it's silent and so on and so on. But like you don't even know the words for like want to or like this or that, and then you're learning words like night and like not and stuff like that. So yeah, no need to worry so much. That also comes back to these three most important principles. Most common words first, word orders, and then the details. All right. Jjajangmyeon is similar to Hokkien. Oh, it's similar to a food in Hokkien. Hokkien mee, really? Let me look that up. Oh, guess it is, guys. Is it usually white or is it usually like black bean? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Like you can. Oh, it is similar. Look at that. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. Like I don't know, cause I grew up in Vancouver. What I think of Chinese food is kind of like it's mostly like Cantonese food. Like this is what I think of as Chinese food. I guess there's like many different kinds of Chinese food. But yeah, I heard Hokkien language. The pronunciation of some words is very, very similar to Korean. Like the word for time, like 시간. Shigan is like something similar. I don't know. I can't. Obviously, I can't hear you speak. But Joseph, is that you? Oh, is that? Oh, never mind. I'm having a hard time memorizing common words. Any tips? Yeah, I was just talking about it. I don't know when you joined, but like don't try to memorize the words as like a list. It will not work that way because your memory will be limited. Try to learn them in the sentence. Okay, like if you're learning mani equals a lot of. Okay, if you try to learn that and then you go to the next word, you try to learn that, like it's not gonna work. You must have the context. Context helps you memorize because look, if money is in this sentence, right? And let's say you know these two words already. Okay, let's say you know the word 사람 is person. Let's say you know what 있어 is there is, right? Because of the context, 많이, you're like, oh, it's like a lot of, oh, I remember now. It's like there's a lot of people. Oh yeah, I remember. Because it like connects with this sentence, right? It's not isolated by itself. It has to be connected with the sentence, okay? Like, and then if you swap out this word, like, I don't know, if you say 시간, and you're like, what was 시간 again? It's like, oh, I have a lot of blank, like time, like, oh, it's connected with the sentence, you know? I'm not really like explaining this the best way, but does that kind of make sense? It's like it overlaps and like you kind of like see it over and over again, different kinds of contexts. So that's how you should learn it. And yeah, right now, like I can't suggest you to any kind of a resource. I don't know what resources would have this. Like I'm trying to make a book, with all these kind of things, overlapping words. I was told to try jjampong. I actually never tried jjampong. Is that weird? Like I'm Korean and never tried jjampong. Do you guys know what jjampong is? Like jjampong. They use the okay, so usually when you go to a Korean style Chinese restaurant, they have three foods. They have fried rice, jjampong, and the other thing I showed you, jjajangmyeon. They only have three. Like Korean restaurants are kind of different from Western restaurants. Like, you know, when you go to a Western restaurant or Chinese restaurant, they have like so many different things on the menu. But Korean restaurants, they usually have like just like one item on the menu, or like they specialize in like one thing. Like, for example, if you go to a dumpling house, they only have dumplings. And if you go to like a chicken house, they only have chicken. Okay, or like something like that. At least in Korea, it's like that. In Canada, if you go to a Korean restaurant, because like Canadian culture, they expect more stuff on the menu. They have more variety. But yeah, in Korea, like don't expect just to see jjampong on the menu. But yeah, I actually never had this. I know, because I think I don't like these what do you call these mussels? I don't like those. They kind of taste weird. I don't like them. I don't like clams. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, it tastes weird. But I do like scallops though. Scallops. Oh, scallops are so good. This is the best part of the clam. I don't like the clam, but I like the scallop. Oh, you tried it before? Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, no problem. No worries. Yeah, keep on asking me questions, guys. No worries. What else is there to talk about? No. Oh. No, I don't know. Yeah, I have nothing more to say. I ran out of stuff to say for today. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I hope this helped you a little bit to like guide you, like set a rough guideline. Of course, I will make more videos outlining the details. Like we got all like the. Just curious, if you don't eat meat at a restaurant, what would you say? What would you say at a restaurant? Like if you're a vegetarian, you say 저는 you can simply say like there's a complex way to say it, but you can just say 저는 고기 안 먹어요. Right? Oh, okay, this is actually another important thing I wanted to say. But okay, the thing is okay. Wait, but guys, I need to go to the washroom before I explain this because the explanation is going to be very long. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, okay. So like for example, if you're a vegan, right? You can just say I meat not eat. 저는 고기 안 먹어요. 안 먹어요. Right? You could specifically say like 저는 채식주의자라서 고기를 빼드릴 수 있으세요? Like you can say something like because I am a vegetarian, can you take out the meat for me? Like something like this, right? But that's very, very complicated. Maybe if you were like more intermediate, then you could say something like this. Like this is probably like something you would see in like a phrase book. Eventually, yes, you will be able to say this. But then when you're starting out, try to use the words that we know. Try to use the template I gave you, and it will turn out that even if you don't know how to say words like vegetarian or like words like can you take out the meat or something like that, by using simple sentence structures, right? This is exactly what we just did. We literally let me just delete all this. We literally did this kind of thing. So the sentence doesn't have to be always complicated. Very, very simple things. You can create the sentences that you need to say. So 사과 먹어요. Right? Very simple, very simple, very similar to what we were talking about. I apple eat. I this is formal anyway, but I meat not eat. Right? I meat not eat. And then be like, okay, I see. 저는 고기를 안 먹어요. Perfect. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. So yeah, in the beginning, try to use the templates that you know, and then of course, like I know in the beginning it's kind of hard, easier said than done. Like unless there is someone to guide you, it's difficult to think of these on your own. Like you don't know that it's a possibility to say these kinds of things. I know in the beginning, very, very hard. As you get to intermediate levels, you will find that I can just put these words in. But in the beginning, it's good to have someone that guides you. In Arabic, people teach words like dog, cat, table, and so on without context, and this makes much more sense. Yes, exactly. If it doesn't have context, like if you just to memorize the word meat, 고기, and then apple, and then banana, and then milk, turn around, you're going to forget it. You're going to forget it, right? But then if you put it in a sentence, I meat not eat, right? The next you might not be able to recall it the next time you need to say it, but then the next time you see this sentence, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is not eat. What did I not need to eat again? 고기. Oh yeah, it's meat, right? So I think memorizing words comes in steps too. Many people think that memorizing words is like you need to say it. Like you need to be able to recall it and then speak it, and it counts as memorized. But actually, for me, I don't think that way. The first thing, I think the first step to memorizing the word is that first you just see it. Okay, you see it in a context word. You see it in like a sentence, right? And then the second time you see that same word, you can identify it. You're like, hey, I saw this word before, 사과, but I forgot what that means. And then you look it up, and it's apple. Like, oh yeah, I remember, right? And then like some time passes, and then the second time you see that word again, 사과, and then this time, you forget again. Like, what is that word again, right? and then you keep doing that, and then like eventually when you see it in context, you know the meaning. You can understand the meaning. That's like step 2. And then the last thing that happens is then you can recall it good enough to say it in speech, and then you can speak it. So like the first thing you should worry about is just identifying, like, oh, did I see this before? If you did, that's great. That means it's somewhere in your memory. Just look it up again. Next time you're gonna forget. 100% you're gonna forget. Okay, and I just keep doing that until you can at least read the meaning. You might not be able to recall this. Okay, someone's like, okay, say I eat apples. They're like, apples. Oh, what's apple again? Okay, you might not be able to say that, but then the next time you see it in the sentence, you're like, oh, 사과. Oh, that means apple, because I know because of this context. I and eat. I know those two words. So like that's the second thing that happens to you when you learn a word. Like you can read it and understand it, or you could hear it and understand it, but you can't necessarily say it yourself. So it's a gradual process. There's 3 steps: identify, understand, and then speak. Okay, it's not like speak right away. No, that rarely happens. Where can we find the template? The template does not exist yet. I must make it because I think nobody teaches in this template way. So I must work very, very hard to make this as soon as possible. I really, really need to make it. I've got a lot done. Like, I'm trying to make this book. I've been saying I've been making a book for like a year. My God, I'll work very, very hard on it to release it. Okay, I will have it for you. The template. I will make all these. Fix the word in writing. Yes. 소잔, 소 plus 잔디 equals 우유. Cow plus grass equals milk. Is that what you say? What does that mean? Oh, you found the word order helpful. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it's strange that to me, word order in a language is so important. Like, at least to me, I feel that. But many university classes and textbooks, they don't teach the word order. Like, they assume that you know it already. Like, what? How can you know it, right? Like, and like they focus so much on the nouns and like stuff like that, but they don't teach stuff like the words in between. The words in between are ignored because our mind, we just see objects around us, like computer, mouse, and stuff like that. So we think the world is made up of those words, but actually, in fact, the words are made up of, most of the language is made up of words in between those words, if that makes sense. Think of categories. Yeah, okay. Man, we're like covering so many different concepts today. I hope it's like not too much information at once. Like, these could be like separate videos at the same time. You could rewatch the stream. I'm gonna upload it later. But I want to talk about like, my throat really hurts. I gotta like calm down. Okay, I gotta calm down. There's a lot to say. I want to talk about like taking notes. A little bit. I see a lot of language learners, they like to take the notes. Normally I don't take notes, to be honest, because I feel like taking notes, it just takes away more time it just takes away more of my learning time. Like my time is very limited, so I'd rather just look it up again on my phone. Like it's not very hard to look up the word apple, so I don't write on my notebook, oh, apple is sagwa, or like kogi is meat. I don't write that down because the time I used to write it down, I just move on and then learn new words. And another thing I want to say is like people think they should limit the number of words they study per day. I think this is not the most effective way, because I think people think because I guess we have computers now, like, oh, today I learned 5 words, okay, that's it for today, okay, I'm gonna learn 5 more words tomorrow. I think the better way to do it is to overload yourself with information. Okay, like what I would suggest is you set a parameter. Like, okay, I'm gonna cycle through these 100 words, right? And then you see it in different contexts, many times, different kind of combinations. Okay, we already talked about that, right? But then also don't set a limit for yourself. Don't be like, oh, today I'm only gonna read 25 sentences, because if I try to learn more, my brain will be too full and I won't be able to absorb this information. No, actually, quite the opposite happens. Don't limit yourself to 25. Be like, I'm going to read 1,000 sentences today. Of course, within the 100 words that you know. That actually strengthens your memory. It doesn't make you forget them easier. Because think about it, like, okay, today I only learned 25 words. I learned it, right? I didn't actually learn it, right? And then the next day, I learned 25 more words, right? And then the next day, I learned 25 more words, okay? By day 3, I already forgot what I learned in day 1. Like, I don't have the connection, okay? But imagine another student, they take like 100 words, make a bunch of sentences with it, see it in many different contexts, and then they, instead of 25 sentences a day or 25 words a day, they see 1,000 sentences a day. And 1,000 sentences is not a lot. It's like you can get through 100 sentences in like 10 minutes, right? And if you're reading it, it's even faster. It's not a lot, honestly. But then imagine you do 1,000 sentences every single day, and then next day you do another 1,000, next day another 1,000. By the end of the month, you're like tens of thousands of sentences cycled over and over and over and over again. Different contexts, different connections. So your connection is much stronger. So don't limit yourself to 25 words. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think, at least. So also, I don't know, but the Korean I hear K-pop idols speak is so different than videos on YouTube. Like, I don't know. I mean, there are so many ways to say something. I get a big... Okay. Oh, this is another huge topic. I gotta speak a little bit slower. My throat is really hurting. But no, these are excellent questions, guys. These are absolute excellent questions. Thank you so much for these questions. I love answering these questions because they also help me think too. They also help me think about my own language. I love these questions. Please keep them coming. This is another thing I wanted to talk about in a future video, but what is the best way to explain it? I never know what's the best way to start explaining it. That's why I like put off on these videos. But okay, like here goes. But what I think is that K-pop idols and native speakers and the language you hear in K-dramas, they're at level 10, okay? Their Korean is like fully developed. It's like level 10. It's like their native language. So when they say a sentence, it's significantly much more complicated than, for example, level 1 Korean, okay? So if you're at level 1 and then you try to understand, you try to comprehend something that is at level 10, it's incomprehensible. It makes no sense because you don't have the fundamentals yet, right? It's like it's like when you're working out, you're trying to bench 300 pounds, right? I mean, I still can't bench 200 pounds. That's too much weight. Maybe like 200 pounds, right? It's too heavy. It's too heavy. You'll get crushed under the weight, right? A lot of people, when they first try to learn language, they're like trying to say like, oh, the best way to learn Korean is to watch K-dramas. Okay, and then you turn on the K-drama and then they're like, okay, what is going on? What is going on? And then maybe you only hear like the last word at the very end, and then maybe you only understand like very like one word phrases like 괜찮아 or like 왜 그래? You know, stuff like that. But like the rest of the sentence, like, okay, I don't know what is going on. Okay, that's the same advice I got too when I'm trying to learn French. Like, oh yeah, it's very easy. You just have to watch French movies. No, okay. French movies is level 10. Okay, it's max level. If I could understand that, then I don't need to learn French, right? You gotta start small. Because one sentence can have so many different meanings attached to it. Okay, so let me try to type. Okay, let me try to say like a sentence. 이거 지금 너무 비싸서 그러는데 이거 지금 살까 말까? Right? Like, as a native speaker, maybe that's like a native sentence. So look how complicated this sentence is. Like, holy, what is this? This is an adverb now. This is an intensifier that intensifies this word because. Intensifies this expensive, and then this is because, and this is a conjunction, and this is like, and then this is like God. This is like another grammatical kind of thing. Like, whoa, how can we understand this? This is absolutely insane, right? But then the thing is, if you start out like that, of course you're not gonna understand. You gotta start with what I showed you, like. 저 햄버거 먹어요. I know this is like a really boring sentence. It's not really like an interesting sentence, right? But as I was saying before, you can make the sentence longer. Like 지금, now, I now hamburger eat. And then you can make it longer by putting in a conjunction like 하고 바나나, right? You can add a verb ending. For example, 먹을 거야, right? I will eat, right? You can make it even longer by saying I eat expensive hamburger. Okay, expensive hamburger is 비싼, right? And then you can say cheap banana, right? It's like I now expensive hamburger and cheap banana will eat. Okay? Look how long that sentence is. Like, look at it. Okay, if you started out with this sentence and I didn't add it on for you, like one by one, and you just saw this, that's basically what I just said in the beginning, right? When I just said like a random phrase. Like, imagine you just start out with this. You're like, whoa, Korean is super complicated. Like, I'm never gonna learn it, right? You see what I mean? Right? But if you learn it one at a time. You add one word at a time and you slowly get used to it. A sentence like this can be it can be understandable. You get what I mean? So don't worry. So yeah, I suggest don't watch K-dramas right now. It'll just make you feel bad. Like yeah. Let me see. Yeah. This also goes with like native speakers, obviously, like native speakers. Oh, sorry, I'm like kind of covering the screen. Training our brain to learn faster and remember more. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. It's just like I've been talking a lot today. I had to fix up some computers today, and like I had to explain it. Looks intimidating. Yes. Of course, this right here looks intimidating, right? If you just start off like this, right? But look, if we take away all that, let's see it. If we take away the adverb, take away the adjective, take away the conjunction, take away this adjective, take away this verb ending, and then we go back to this, 3 pieces, this is not so intimidating. It's just like, oh, hey, I can do this. I hamburger eat. Yeah, I can do that, right? Like you just add it one at a time. Like and then you add the word for now. Okay. Of course, after you get used to it, of course, right? You just add it one at a time. Is that intimidating? Like 저 지금 햄버거 먹어, right? Like, oh, that's not so intimidating. You just add one at a time. Okay, one at a time, one at a time. Learning Korean. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gibberish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like different. Some words are said. Some words are said differently. Yes. There's many variations of saying the same thing. That goes with every language. There's many verb endings, like much beyond the ones that we learned. 박두 먹다, yeah. Yes, add one at a time, guys. Yeah, add one at a time. No need to start with this first. Like I used to get so frustrated trying to learn Chinese or like Spanish or whatever, and they would introduce a concept like, okay, like for example, the word now. Okay, we're trying to learn this word now, and then the sentence is like blah 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 blah. Blah. Like, wait a minute, what is all this? I thought we were trying to learn the word now. Like, what is this long? What is this? You know what I mean? Like that's what so many textbooks do. They like try to teach one word, and then the example is like 15 words long. Like, dude, it's my first day. It's my first day, dude. Like, I'm like, what are you trying to do? Ketchi-san, is that you, Julian? Julian, are you in the chat? Something about wanting to buy a hamburger expensive? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you just, yeah. Some people just joined now, so they have no idea what I'm talking about. they probably, people that join now, they're probably looking at the sentence like, oh my God, I'm going to leave now. Not going to learn Korean anymore. You have a question about the number systems in Korean. Sino. Oh, right. So really annoying thing in Korean is that we have two sets of numbers. Like one is called Sino numbers and one is like native numbers. Like it's a pretty big topic. Like like so on and so on. Like, I'm not gonna write the whole thing, but like okay, like in Korean, like we have two sets of numbers. One is called Sino, one is called native. I don't know why we have two, but like the native numbers, we use it for counting. You know, if you like count, like if someone says, hey, Q, count up to 10, then I would use this set of numbers. I would be like, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, okay? Or like if I was counting the number of books I have on my bookshelf, I would use this number system. 하나, 둘, 셋, you know? But for phone numbers and other things, I would use this set. So like if I had a phone number like 688-223, I would be like using this set of numbers to read it. Or also for like bus numbers and stuff like that. Like I take bus number 145, then I would use this set of numbers rather than this one. I don't know why we do this, but yeah. Sometimes we use this one and sometimes, but I don't know why we use the native numbers for counting, because like they actually have more syllables. It takes a longer time. 오, 다섯. See how like one has like two syllables, 하나, and then this one has 다섯. It takes like a second longer to count in this one. So why we use this? I don't know. Like honestly, when I count, I switched over to this one. Like, I know it's not allowed. Oh, Q, you count with the sino numbers. All the Koreans are gonna be like, Q, that's not allowed, Q. You know, but I found that counting with this is so much faster because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, it's like it's just one syllable. Right, telling the time. This is so messed up, guys. Like this is like this should be like another lesson in itself. But like, wait, let me pull up a chart. Let me pull up a chart with sino numbers. We need to talk about this. Native is for telling age too. Yes, that's what it is. We use it for age. We use it for counting the number of sheep we have in our yard. We have a okay. Pulled up a chart here. Bam. Okay, our time is super messed up. I don't know who made this. Like who made this system? Okay, I want to talk to their manager. Okay, I don't like this system. But when we tell the time, okay, for example, 1:45 p.m. right? For the hour, we use the native set of numbers, and for the minutes, we use the sino set of numbers. So this would be like 1시. 시 means like hour, right? And then 45분, and then 분 means a minute. It's like 1 hour, 45 minutes. What? So one said we use native, one said we use sino. Who made this rule? Who made this rule? I don't know. Again, I want to speak to your manager right now. I don't want to learn this language anymore. Like what? I didn't even notice this, guys. Like until someone pointed it out for me. Like I'm like, of course that's what we say. Like I didn't even think of it. Like this was a thing, but like someone asked me a question why they do that. Like, oh yeah, we do that. That is weird. What about for seconds though? For seconds, like I think we used the sino too. Like if it was like 40 seconds. 40초. Yeah, for seconds we also use this one. Just for hour, we use this. Anyways. Yes, yeah, you guys right. Yeah, you guys must have suffered learning this set. I'm sorry that we have this system. It's very strange. Another annoying thing about Korean is the counter words. Oh my god, the counter words. You know, like 한개. 한개. Like that's like I have. If you say 한개 있어. You know, if I say computer. It's like, okay, I'll split it up into words like this. 있어 means have. Okay. Computer, one have. I have one computer. Okay. But this counter can change depending on the object. Like for example, if I wanted to say soju, you know, the alcoholic drink that everyone drinks in Korea, I wouldn't say 한개, but I would say 한병, because 병 is like bottle. I guess in English too, you say that I have one bottle of soju. Oh yeah, I guess English sometimes does have it. But yeah, we have like so many counters, guys. I don't even know some of them, because like very, very rare counters. Like I don't like let's look it up. Korean counter words. I swear I like never even heard of it. By the way, like if you don't want to learn the counters, just say K for everything. Like it won't be 100% correct, but like whatever, right? Yeah, well, look at this. Look at this. Could it like eventually you will know all of them, but again, I think when we were talking about the most common 100 words, I feel like many of these won't make the cut. Like they won't be included in the most common. I would just go with K for now. And 명. Oh, actually, 명 is super important. Okay, like if you're gonna learn any counter words, learn 명, because this is for people. If you use K for people, like I have a friend. Okay, I have 친구. 친구 한 명 있어. Like if you don't say 명, and if you say 한 개, it sounds like the friend is like an object. It sounds super rude. I don't know. So like learn 명 at least. Okay, this is the one counter word you should learn. 병. Yeah, you got it. 찬 is for exactly. 찬 is yeah. It is an endless list, honestly. Like there's an endless list of words for everything. Well, not everything. Like many things. Yeah, again, you don't have to learn every single one. Like, you don't have to learn. If I want to become fluent, do I have to learn Hanja? You know about Hanja? You know about the secrets of Korean language? How did you know about Hanja? Like, I don't know. Like, many people don't even know this. Guys, do you guys know what Hanja is? Hanja? Anyone know what this is? One scan of yam? What? I never heard that word. One scan. Yeah, English counter words are weird. There's like they say one murder of crows. Murder of crows? It sounds pretty cool. I won't lie. Not gonna lie. One murder of crows. Like a murder. Murder is like group, right? Like a murder of crows. Anyway. Yeah, Hanja. Do you guys know what Hanja is? It's like Chinese characters, but then for Korean. Oh yes, you guys know. How do you guys know it? You guys study hard. I don't know if you know this or not. I certainly didn't know, but the Japanese language, they have their own script, but they also use Chinese mixed in with it. Like I don't know, like anata wa gakusei desu ka? Oh my god, I suck at typing. Okay, like in Japanese, I mean, if you can't read Chinese anyways, like, this would just seem like scribbles anyways. But in Japanese, they mix Chinese characters with their own script. Like these ones right here, they're like Japanese script, but these ones right here are Chinese characters. And actually, Korean used to also use Chinese characters in their regular language. Lucky for you guys, they don't use it anymore. Imagine having to learn like 1,000 characters or 2,000 characters just to read the language. So tedious. Like I'm kind of glad that they switched over to Hangul, but I kind of feel like, oh, that's kind of like a loss, you know? It's kind of like you lose a bit of the culture too. But the good news is you don't have to learn Hanja. Okay, Hanja, like you want to say like, oh, by the way, guys, like I don't know if you guys know, but if you type in a Korean character and then you press the right control key on your keyboard, you can select the Hanja. So like Hanja in Korean would be like this character right here, and then the Cha character would be like this. Where is it? Oh, this number 5 right here. Bam, Hanja. Yeah, don't worry. You don't have to learn all of this. You don't have to learn any of this. But actually, if you speak Japanese or Chinese, it's kind of a shame that Korean doesn't use Chinese characters, because it would actually help you learn the words easier, because you would know which ones are similar. Hanja is like the final boss. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my god. After you could understand K-pop idols and like all the this is the final boss, guys. This is like the Dark Souls of Korean, the Hanja. Actually, you know what's funny? Like my parents, they were the last generation they were like the last year or something to learn Hanja. Like it was like mandatory in school up to their point. They're like 56, I think. I don't know how old they are. I don't know how old they are. I think if you get like too old, I would forget my age. Like 56, I think. But like they can read Hanja fluently, like as if it's their native language. So if they pick up like a Japanese newspaper, they can read the gist of it, or like a Chinese newspaper, they can kind of understand. Obviously, the grammar of Chinese doesn't make any sense, and there's like a bunch of words that they don't use, but it's funny because my uncle, who's like 3 years younger than my mom, he can't read it at all, because my mom was like the last generation to learn Hanja, and after that all Korean newspapers, like everything they published was purely in Hangul. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. It's kind of like you lost your culture a little bit because this is like kind of like our script too, right? It is a little bit what do you say, like remorseful? I don't know if that's I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's a little bit like what's the word I'm looking for? It's I know in Korean it's 아쉽다. 쉽다. I want to say this in English. This is like remorseful or something. What do they say in Google? Google Translate. No, I don't want Microsoft Bing Translate. That is second grade translator. I was just kidding. It's pretty good probably. I want the... It's a shame. All right. How do I forget that? Sometimes I forget to speak English. It's a shame that we don't have it. Sometimes I forget all my languages. I can't speak any languages. In Argentina, there's Hanja courses? What? Really? What? No way. That's crazy. People actually like it. Actually, to be honest, I really like it too. Like, I love the Chinese characters. Like, first reason I learned Chinese was because I love how it looks. It looks so cool. Like, it looks so cool, guys. Like, Chinese characters, oh, it looks so cool. Like, especially the traditional characters. Like, wait, what is this? What is this? Like the character for dragon, super cool looking. Long, wow, look at that, that's so cool. I want that tattooed on my back. Like basically the Chinese language, they just all look like tattoos. Like you could say something like very mundane, like 炒饭, like fried rice, and you just have that tattooed on your back. Like no one will know. No one will know, right? Except for 2 billion people that can read it. Regrettable. Yeah, oh, regrettable. Yeah, regrettable. 아쉽다, regrettable. Yeah. Thank you, King's Sejong. Yes, thank you for creating this wonderful. I heard like after he created the Korean alphabet, like it didn't get implemented for like another 500 years or something like that. Something like don't quote me on that, but like it took a long time. I feel like it's because people don't like new things. Okay, like every time something new comes out, all the people are like, "Oh, that is new. I don't like it. It's a scam." You know what I mean? Okay, maybe some things that are new are a scam. Okay, but like it's really hard to change the old ways. It's difficult to change. Like people don't like change. Okay, like that's not just like that's me too. I feel like when I go to the food court at the mall, I always order the same thing. Do you ever feel that? Do you guys like to eat the same thing every day, or do you eat everything like different things every time you go to a restaurant? Like me, I always get the same thing. Like when I go to Subway, I get pizza sub. Okay, pizza sub with lettuce, onions, and no tomato. That's what I get. That's what I get. You see what? Wild depression. Oh yes, wild depression. Yumen, the famous. In Chinese, it's yumen. In a Japanese, I don't know what this is pronounced in Japanese, but yeah, that's crazy, huh? Look at that. That's pretty crazy looking kanji right there. That is pretty crazy, man. I forgot. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh, one of my favorite kanji is this chuan right here. Guys, guess what this word means in Chinese? Guess what it means? Guess what this word means? Okay. 10 points. 10 points to someone who guess what this means. Illiteracy also helped the upper class. Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of that. They didn't want to give up the power. That's true. Wait, you gave me a DM on Facebook? What? You open my... Ronald! It's you! Oh, it was you all along! Oh, hello, Ronald. I didn't know you're in the chat, Ronald. So good to see you. So good to see you. Dragonfly? Oh, okay. You think this is Dragonfly? Oh, good guess, good guess. But no, I'm sorry. Okay, this actually means... This means kebab. This means meat skewer. Look at that, meat skewer. It looks exactly like it. What? Oh my god, look at that. Door, TV antenna. No, good guesses. Oh, TV antenna. Oh, there's a character for TV antenna. That's a good guess. That's hilarious, isn't it? Like, Chuan, look at this. I kid you not. I'm not trolling you guys. I'm like, look at that. That's what it is. Oh my god. It looks the same. Oh, that's my favorite. I was so stoked when I learned this. I went to the Chinese night market, and I saw this on the sign. Like, they were selling meat skewers, and I saw this on the sign. I'm like, dude, no way this means that. No way. And then I looked up. Oh my god, it is. That's so funny. That's so funny. I can't believe they have a character for this. Like what? They have a character for this? Like, are you serious? Oh my god. Character for spring? Oh, spring. Yeah, good thing. Like, man, Chinese is such a complex language. Like, imagine having a character for everything that exists in the universe. Like, blah blah. 진짜 어려워. 진짜 so hard to learn. My god. Anyone speak Chinese in the chat? Like, anyone Chinese here? Where are you guys all from? I know Argentina. I think my chat is delayed. I don't know. It feels like I say something and then like 30 seconds later people respond to it. I could be wrong though. How do I test that? Can I watch myself using my iPad? Can I do that? All right. Ronald, you are Chinese. All right. What am I saying? Like, what am I saying, Ronald? Oh, chat is delayed. Oh, okay. It is delayed. Chat is delayed. Oh my god, Ronald. All right, Ronald is Chinese. Oh my god, what am I saying? What am I saying? Ronald, I love how your last name is San. It's like it's like Ronald's son. Remember how when we used to work, like we called the Japanese people San, like Yuji-san. I love how your last name is San. It's like you're like automatically a son, like Ronald's son. Chinese Malaysia. Nice. Trying to learn Korean. Speak Spanish and a little bit of English. Oh, a little bit. Oh, I think this counts as like a lot of English. I think you speak a lot of English. Oh, oops. Yuji-san? What? Oh, really? Dude, Ronald, we're gonna have to catch up later. Like, I have many things to ask you. Yuji-san? Yeah, I've never seen Yuji-san like outside of work. That would be kind of weird. 미국 사람이에요. North Virginia. Oh, Ontario, Canada, fellow Canadian. Hello, hello. I'm from the West. West Coast, Vancouver. Mira? Who is Mira? I have no idea who that is. Your name is Rocio Dew? Oh, your name is Rocio. Oh, that means dew. 이슬. Nice. Yeah, it's like it's funny because yeah, Koreans also have meanings in their name because their names are made in Hanja. Like my name in Korean is man, I wrote like so much stuff. Canada. Oh, you Canadian too? Nice, Canada. Canada. What am I talking about? Kim Han-gyu. This is my name in Korean, right? But if I was to write it in Hanja, you just have to use the secret button, the right control key. Bam. There we go. That's my name in Hanja. Pretty cool, right? Like, so this is like Kim. This means like gold, and then this means like I don't know what this means. Like, what does my name mean, guys? I don't know. Like, I always wonder. I ask Chinese people like, hey, do you know what my name means? And they're like, this is like Chinese river. This is like jade tablet. Like, what? Chinese jade tablet? Golden Chinese jade tablet. What? What does that mean? I have no idea. Apparently there's like a rule for naming Korean children. There's like a whole book. Like my grandpa studied it. Like I want to be able to learn that too, so like I can name my kids using this rule, because like this rule makes it so like I'm not too sure, but like this rule makes it so that you can trace your ancestors or something like that, because like your ancestors have like, I don't really know how it works, guys, but like it connects to your ancestors, and then it connects even to like your second cousin and like your 10th cousin or something like that, and it connects the whole family tree together. It was really interesting hearing about it. I understood nothing, but it was interesting to know that thing exists, right? And then like it's so well connected that you could meet like a random person, and then you could sit down with them and then like analyze your guys' names, and then you can see like, oh, actually we are like distantly related. Like, whoa, that's crazy. Or yeah, like you can do that with the Hanja names. I think. Don't quote me on this. I gotta do my research. Like I'm like speaking without doing research. Okay, don't go telling your friends Q told you. Okay, I'll learn it for next time. Okay, but something like that though. Something like that. Okay, not exactly, but like something like that. That's pretty cool. So like I'm thinking like if I don't learn this and then I just name my son like John or whatever, and like he doesn't have Hanja name, then like the 5,000-year-old tradition will be broken. It will end with me. So like I feel like I shouldn't end it, right? I should continue, right? Sorry about what all you went through weather-wise. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Oh my god, it was crazy weather here. You guys are being slammed too by the weather? That's insane. I don't know what happened. Maybe global warming. Like Canada had like such crazy rain, like everything flooded. Luckily, like I live on the mountains, because that's what Canadians do, you know. But I didn't get flooded, but like other people, it's so bad, guys. Like, and then like all of our food delivery trucks, because all of our highways are broken. The food delivery trucks can't get here on time, so people are like panic buying right now. They're like going to the store and like panic buying meat and like eggs. It's like the pandemic all over again. Remember when like the beginning of COVID, everyone went out to the stores and they're like panic buying toilet paper? Why? I don't know why, but it seemed to be like a thing. Toilet paper was so hard to find. It could be like a currency. Like we should use it like Bitcoin, okay? It's like a decentralized currency, okay? Like toilet paper, like you just buy stuff with that. Like yeah, it was so irritating, guys. Like to buy toilet paper. People shouldn't panic buy it. Like just stay calm, okay? Kim is gold. Yeah. How do you know that, Ronald? How do you know? How do you know my secrets? I heard before Korean names have Chinese meaning. Chinese meaning. Yes. Yeah, not all words have Hanja in it, but many do. Like I would say like if you look on Wikipedia it's like 50% Hanja, but like I don't think that's true though. Like maybe for official documents and newspapers, okay, fine, 50% is Hanja, but for daily conversation, not as many as you think. Still like 20% though is Hanja. Surely some Korean must have defined tradition and used more than two syllables. Yes, actually they have. Some Koreans, right, like you know how like there's like a naming scheme for Koreans? Yeah, of course there's some Koreans that actually broke that tradition and then just named them like whatever. Like technically you can name your kid anything you want, right? Like you could name them hamburger. Like if you wanted to. Like no one does that. But like you could technically do that. Like what? My choice, right? There's no laws against it. Like yeah. It's like definitely people have done that. I remember like this one guy on Korean TV like a long time ago. He was on TV and his name was Pacific Ocean. What? Like literally like Pacific Ocean in Korean. Like dude, like why would you name your kid that? Dude, what? Dude, like I don't know, dude. I don't know. Last names are technically clans. Yeah. I've always wondered why Koreans only have like Koreans basically only have 3 last names. I know that's not actually true, but like, you know, Koreans have like Kim, Lee, Park. That's it basically. And then the other last names like very few, very few. Again, like okay, don't quote me on this, but like I heard after the Japanese invasion, the Japanese wanted to erase Korean culture or whatever. So like they said like, okay, now you guys can't have last names, blah blah blah. And then after they left, you know, after the Japanese left, they were allowed to choose last names again, and then everyone chose Kim, Park, and Lee because they were royal family names. Like they were like royal family last names. Makes sense because like Kim is like gold, so everyone wanted to be royal family, so everyone chose Kim. That's what I heard. Okay, that's what I heard. Don't quote me on that, but that's what. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like just like tracing back the names and stuff like that. So it's so there's like people with like the last name Kim that are actual descendants of the royal family, and then there's people that are Kim that are like they just adopted it. Yeah, it's kind of like discrimination like in Korea. I don't know if that's like a problem. Like who cares? Like royal family, that's all gone now. But anyway, that's what it is. Toilet paper was so scarce you gave it to your family? What? Really? Yeah, seriously guys, like toilet paper is like a currency, dude. It's rarer than gold in these dark times. Right. I find that too. Like hanja is used more for like things that were natural at the time. Things that were natural at the time. Yeah. But like stuff like yeah, I guess so. It's funny cuz like so much of Korean vocabulary is like Hanja borrowed from Chinese, and then the rest of the vocab is English. I always joke like pretty soon Korean is just gonna be Chinese and English, you know, and then only the grammar is gonna remain, and the entire vocabulary is just gonna be like English. Oh, you're from the Middle East. Oh, welcome, welcome. Cute, 원숭이. I have learned. Did I teach you that? I think I remember that. I taught you the word monkey. 원숭이. Why do you know that word? Oh, your boss's last name is Kim. He showed you the family register. Right. Also, that is true then. So the things I've been saying is not all just made up stuff I just made up. So it is true that they do have this kind of tradition. All right, Jackie. Good night. Have a good night. Bye bye. Man, I've been streaming for like 2 hours. This is like the longest stream yet. I think last time I did like an hour or something. Taught me simple animals. Yeah. I think I only taught you monkey. Like I think that's the only word I taught you. Monkey. What? Why monkey? I don't know. Am I echoing? Am I echoing, guys? Is my mic okay? Is my voice echoing? All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go because my throat is kind of hurting from talking too long today. It was a pretty long stream. I don't know how those streamers on Twitch can stream for like 12 hours. I can't imagine doing this. That's insane. Well, that's why they're famous, right? Like I feel like to be that famous, you have to give it that much. But yeah, today I'm just gonna end it here. See you guys next time. Hopefully, yeah. The more I do this, I feel like today I feel really really comfortable doing this. Like the first time I was like pretty nervous, and today I feel all right. I feel it's all good. So anyways, see you guys. Have a good weekend. No, it's not. Wait, it's not the weekend. It's only Tuesday. What am I talking about? Okay, have a good Wednesday then. Okay, see you guys. You can stream 6 hours. My God, I can't imagine that. My God, do I have a streaming schedule? Yes. I'm gonna start doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays. So like Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST. That's like Vancouver time. I don't know how time zones work, so please don't ask me what what PST means. Pacific Standard Time? Is that how it works? PST, yeah. 5 p.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Standard Time. I do have some free time some other days. I feel like maybe I'll just do some surprise streams then. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go.